This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Dalberg. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and this map is available for PC only as of the 1.0 release. Now, when you download this map, there is listed a required mod that you should also download and put into your mod folder, the Neuero grain silo, linked from the mod hub on the webpage in the description below. Go ahead and download the map. Click on the required mod. It will go ahead and download it and put both of those into your mod folder, and be sure to activate that mod when you're loading the map up. It says, welcome to Dalberg, a small town in Germany. Important at the start of the map, make sure you have the mod I talked about installed. Lists a bunch of folks. Well, that's about all there is to the description, and I have to say this is kind of an interesting map. I don't know if we've really seen a map that takes this type of approach before. Go ahead and log on here and take a look. I did load this map up earlier with seasons and straw harvest. Things load up just fine and dandy without any issue. This is the mod we need to activate. Go ahead and pull up the log. Now, I will say that the description says make sure that you have this mod activated when you load up the map. I will say I loaded this map up in Farm Manager and start from scratch with nothing activated other than the map, and silo right there was still there. I don't really know why we need to activate it separately, but at any rate, map author says, so that's what we're going to suggest. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. And I think the first thing you'll notice is there is a heck of a lot of forest on this map. Take a look at the lands. We start out by owning this little farm right here in the river valley. On field 41, field 19, and a cow pasture. Other interesting things of note, we do have a biogas plant up here, $189,000 to buy that. But the map is predominantly forest. There are several smaller fields, and there's some pretty larger fields comparative to some of these other fields up here on the upper plateaus of both kind of mountain ridges, but the bulk of the map's sell points are going to be down here along this narrow river valley. Take a look at some of the forest prices. 17 acres, $142,000. 29 acres, $284,000. 7.8, $76,000 as far as land prices go. 8.63 acres, $84,000. Main farm, if you start from scratch, or farm manager you do not own, it is only a half acre, $5,000. Pretty easy purchase there. Grass meadows, 11 acres, $109,000. Really small fields, 0.7 acres, $6,800. I think you get the point. You have all of the standard crops available to us on Farm Sim 19. Take a look here at the prices screen. There are three main sell points for our grain crops. You have the spinnery for our cotton and wool. We have two egg sell points, two milk sell points, and then the sawmill is going to be here for our wood chips. And then we have a barn that is basically the hay, straw, grass, and silage. All of the sell points are listed here in German. Kind of guessing on what some of these actually are. This particular sell point will also take our pellets. We start out with some modest equipment. Given the size of some of these fields, this is some pretty small equipment for sure. But I think once you see kind of the mountain roads we're going to need to take, this equipment is pretty big for some of these mountain roads, I think. We do not have any animals at the start in the cow pen, and we do have contracts available on the map, but some of them are not going to pay out very well because of the small size of these fields. Let's take a look at that starting equipment. Start out with the T5 100 New Holland. favorite 511C. We have the 330 harvester. We have the Kramer. We don't see that very often. The Kramer KL30.8E. We have the HW80 trailer. We have the PowerStream 500 5-meter header for the 330 harvester. And the Polymag 300 plow. Amazon D830 seeder. Front mower. A forage wagon. Bucket. No front loader arms because we have the Kramer. We don't need the front loader arms. We have a modded cow pasture, grain silo, bunker silo, then a few sheds that are included in the map. Take a look here at the placeables. While we have a modded cow pasture, cannot buy it. When we see it, it basically looks just like this one here. I'm not really sure why it's listed as modded. Miscellaneous. Anything extra there? You, of course, have the modded grain silo here. And then here's the additional sheds we can buy, also included with the map. Let's take a quick look. And this map does not include a sleep trigger. So you want to put one down yourself. You can put it down here or anywhere else on owned land. You have your farm silo here, dump point, and your fill point. And then basically you have two sheds. That's your farm. Not a lot going on here. Take a look. Oh my golly day, we've got a wreck. Cement truck. Okay, what's going on? Cement truck has just turned right on into this car. No one seems to care. Noticing. Take care of that. Let's go ahead and get set up for the drive around, or fly around, and we'll come back to the shop and do a drive around. Get some altitude so that we can be above, close to level with these mountain sides. River valley here. Bulk of the map are going to be on the top of these two plateaus. You have two sell points along this road. Abandoned castle. Farm. Fuel station right here on the bend. Road going up there. There we have our shop. And it's to thoroughly break the traffic. Fields down here on the kind of edge of the river. Mountains seem to kind of flatten out a little bit. Loop around here. We have our forage wagon, our mower, and our tractor at our grass pasture that we own. More altitude so we can really see. Our sawmill. Fields over here. The southeast of the map. The predominance of the forest is pretty strong with this map. Folks have cleared off some treed areas here and put some grass in. Got the cow farm coming up here. And as you see, it looks like pretty much the standard Farm Sim 19 cow area. bunkers, some sheds, flat area. Up here on top of this plateau, we have our harvester, our other field that we own. This is the road you're basically going to be coming up from your River Valley farm, winding your way up the mountain. We're here on the northern side of the map. We have a bulk lime buy point. Conspicuously on top of this mountain ridge, we have a biogas plant. And I'm not really sure what this is. It's a white icon. Kind of indicates that we can buy from here. Plug this into Google Translate, and it said garbage sales. Really doesn't make any sense as to what this is. Trigger here, I don't know what it does. Don't understand what garbage sales will be. The white icon, which typically implies you can buy things from there. One of the lime trigger is typically white, or your farm silo is typically white. I don't really know what garbage sales is supposed to be indicating. You guys have any idea what that is supposed to be translating to, other than translates horrible garbage sales? Love to know. Some of the bigger fields are over here. Northeast part of the map. Animal dealer and another sell point. Basically start our road down the mountain. Get a little lower here and just kind of fly through the river valley. There aren't a lot of maps that have done this river valley concept. There we go. Kind of started thinking that this might be an interesting map for the Alpine expansion, other than some of those bigger fields. And here at the shop, we've got our customize, repair, and sell trigger. And stop trigger. Sure, I see the actual proper stop trigger, but okay. Go ahead and get our Mahindra. This thing spawns in it. Now, I will say that little old field 39 into this road. If you buy this little old field, you might be wondering, how do I get to it? Well, to bring your farm machinery down this road here, residential lane, if you will. Gate fence just opens up into this little grass flat area. That is field 39. I kind of like this map's idea. I like some of the implementation. An interesting concept. We've got this wee little farm down here in this river valley area, residential area, kind of commercial area. Really, your major farmlands are up on top of the north and southern mountains, if you will, plateau areas. Fuel. Farm here on the left. And then turn into here. Get to this particular sell point here, which I am going to check and see what it is. It might be the spinnery. I'm not really sure. Yep, spinnery for our cotton and wool. So is this map kind of the best of two different worlds? Best of forestry and farming? Is this a forestry map that kind of got, kind of is pretending to be a farming map? Seems to have predominant forest for sure. Yeah, one of our grain sell points. Now we're going to go and head up the north road here. Can't get our way up to the biogas plant. I don't think we really need to go left. That's just going to loop us around here to this old castle. Let's experience this mountain road in first person and think about bringing endless loads of chaff or grass up here to the biogas plant. Possibly from the other mountain down into the valley, across the river, then up here to BGA. I think they did a really good job of kind of cutting this road in on this slope. Taking my time because I don't want to get too terrible bumpy through here. Looking at the PDA, it looks like we need to pack. Quicker up here, but how far we've already climbed. Observation tower, I guess that's like a fire watch tower. Grass strips up here, then we have our biogas plant. We have our digester. Digestate, and then our two large silage bunkers. Across the valley there to the east. across the river valley to the south. Have this garbage sales. Not really sure what's going on with that. Bulk lime 5 point. Here. Let me open these shed doors. Can use this building should we wish. Shed door, I like that. Let's see if we can't cut across the east. Come out here. Find the biogas plant. Left, right, left. Way over the animal dealer. Whoa, the road just drops off. Definitely going down now. You know, down here a little further ways, we can see another road that's kind of traveling parallel. I'm not seeing any issues with frames. All of these trees, typically sometimes you see trees are really going to, a lot of trees introduce frames, but everything feels very smooth. Go ahead and put the frame counter up there. The FPS pretty darn solid. Holy cow. Down here, a big load of logs. A little dip. Nature sign there. Now, I will say that we need to double back. We'll say that your frames can vary from system to system greatly, and from one system with the same configuration to another system with the same configuration, they can differ greatly because of view distance configurations. I've got my view distances set to the max values. That's why when I get some altitude here, I can see trees all the way across the map. Okay? You might not be able to see trees that far. You might be more blank. Trees might not render that far out. All of that is going to be affecting frames. More trees that are being rendered out that distance, more your frames are going to be affected. I suspect that's why this map is released for PC only, just because of the number of trees, the view distance that the trees are set for. Probably just would just tank console frames. We're out here in this big clearing where we've got some fields carved out, grassy areas. Then we have our animal dealer. Of course, we see the cows because they're the only animal that we own. Manure. Manure and slurry buy point. And grain buy point. Okay, that makes sense now. So manure on that side, slurry on this side, and then grain around back. It's interesting that they would want to buy your manure. I think maybe that they would be more set up to want to sell you manure because of their endless supply of animals. Right? Well, let's back into first person view and drive down into the river valley. That perspective coming down the mountain here. And then, I don't know why the traffic is a little borked like this. It's probably because I turned it off and turned it back on so quickly. And here we have another grain sell point. Can't really... I think it'd be nice if we could... This looped a little steep. I mean, if it continued on, I think this would be a lot better sell point if we had the ability to kind of come in and exit like this. And maybe this was a little bit more gradual of a slope up. I think that would work a lot better. Let's figure out cross over here, cross right here. Really, there's two ways to get to the southern part of the map across the river. One is right there at our farm. Then we come up, and then one is way off here, right at the map boundary. That's the one we're going to go to because we're the closest to it. Here at the mythical tunnel. I don't want to be bringing a load of logs on down that road. That's for sure. Then also, speaking of frames, I am recording the same system I'm playing on, 1440p. That too. Hillside there to the north that we came down. Have custom ground texture. Looks like it. We have our silage, hay straw, and grass sell point. So if we turn left here at this pond, we'll make our way over to the fields and then over to the cow pasture. I said overall, a very interesting concept for a map. Lots of forestry. Lots of forestry. Looks like we've got a paved road there to our right. Yeah. Yep, there it is over there. That's if we came up from the road by the farm, no doubt. I do kind of like this seated. I think that's seated. I like that seated texture. Again, if we get some altitude, we can look all the way across southern, I guess the northern side of the map. We have our cow farm. Cow trigger. Food trough. Water trough. Of course, we use the animal pen extension so we can see where the water trough is. Also, if it has support for the water valves or not. Here we've got the straw, slurry, and manure. And our milk trigger. Silage bunker. There. Go back and check. See how many cows this will hold. 50. So this is the small building. Nice buildings here for like bale sheds. Fairly large building here for farming machinery on the north. Well, not the north. On top of the southern kind of mountain ridge. Alright, so let's take this road to the sawmill, and that's where we're going to call it a video. I like that we have signs here to help us navigate over to the sawmill. Of course, if you cleared out a lot of this area, that would be some pretty good farmland up here. Straight on to the sawmill. It'd be nice to see some more foliage kind of down on the ground, especially here where the forest isn't so thick. We'd have brush, we'd have grass growing, smaller trees. As opposed to just this painted foliage. Sawmill. We have our wood chip sell point and our log sell point. Thinking the wood chips might be inside of here because we do have a trigger marked here as opposed to at the heap. I think our wood chips are actually in the building. And then our logs outside here. And we can make use of this shed too. Very nice. So guys, that is it. That is Dalberg. Let me know in the comments, what do you all think of this kind of forestry farming map? And until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.